kept his rivals alive. Are you?
No, I'm not filming.
I do. Oh, because I was showing. I was looking at this
Hey
video.
guys, so we're back at it with another video. Just kidding, we haven't even made any videos. This is
Erica,
she is my sister, and this is our first YouTube video
together.
And today, together, because I have a few videos, but not very many. So I'm going to try to do better. So we are here today. We're talking about toxic people.
Yeah, problematic people in our lives and things that we've discovered about our childhoods growing up.
Talking about toxic families, dysfunctional families, particularly our favorite topic, narcissistic personality disorder, which is something that in recent weeks for her, she's just discovered. And me, the last year of my life, I've discovered, and it's so insane how people with these personalities are all around you and
you don't realize it. Just in the last few weeks, I was telling Chantel that I literally have felt that like I've woken up and like I'm officially stepping out of a child's body and transforming into an actual adult woman, and I didn't realize how much of my association I had around my life that were very, very negative and problematic and toxic. And as of right now, I haven't spoken to my mom. As in 2 days from now, it'll be a month that I haven't spoken to her because she's chosen to pull a silent treatment on me, and I don't really have any reason to apologize to her because I didn't do anything wrong but tell her that I couldn't talk on the phone, and I told her no, and I stood up for myself.
Flipped out.
And she got really angry, and she has shut me out and has chosen not to speak to me. So I'm getting married in October, and at this point I don't really feel the need to mend anything or fix anything because I didn't do anything wrong. And me and my sister were talking about how if she doesn't make contact with me or choose to connect with me, then that's going to be her choice not to come to my wedding, and all I can do is just let her know that it's happening, and if she wants to participate and come do it, then she's more than welcome to come.
So that's just a little bit of it. And what we realized, there's just so much to talk about. We don't really know where to start. We can spend hours and hours and hours talking about this, and it just never gets old. There's just so much to talk about. And I forever felt alone because she didn't know anything about it. She didn't understand me. She didn't understand where I was coming from. And
it's like you have to wake up. It's like you wake up. You're in a deep sleep and you have to wake up. And when you wake up, you can't go to sleep anymore.
And you're so alert to the world. Like anyone that crossed your path, male or female, any friends, you start realizing all your friends are toxic, and
your coworkers are toxic.
Your coworkers that are toxic, not all of them, but some of them are toxic, and you realize how much, or you realize that the feelings that you've always had of being like stress and anxiety and all those different feelings, they come from these toxic people. So
like I was telling my sister just in the last 2 weeks that I've always felt like a nervous driver. Like I get panic behind the wheel, and just with my awakening that I feel like I'm confident in life more. Like I'm confident in just simply just driving down the road, just going through a yield light where
going through a red light.
Going through a yield light where I feel like I have to go because the person behind me is going to honk at me or yell at me or throw their middle finger up. And that happened the other day. I told her, I was like, somebody flipped me off, and I was like, well, I'm not going to wreck my car because you want me to go. It's all pressure. It's all you want to please everybody. You're codependent on everything. You're codependent on your weight, your job. You're codependent on driving. Like, you're scared of everything. And for the first time, I felt like a confident driver, and that's so sad, but it's eye-opening to realize how much you've been afraid of your whole entire life because of the way you grew up.
It is, and that's the thing that we realize, like, it all starts as a child. All the codependency starts from a child and having narcissistic parents. And I just always thought, well, maybe it's just me, and I keep getting in these relationships with these abusive people. But she always had really good the win. She always had, like, decent, healthy relationships with normal people, but I had, like, the psychopathic people that, like, wanted to get crazy.
Although she had the healthier I had the healthier relationship. I technically didn't, because I was the one that carried these negative traits, these characteristics that could have been narcissistic or some type of borderline personality disorder. I was the one sabotaging the relationships. I was the abuser technically, and
but she's
really
working on herself,
really,
and she's fixing it, and the fact that she recognizes it
doesn't make me an abuser. It makes me
because we technically all have, like, some type of narcissistic traits, but that does not make us full-blown narcissists.
And it's good to have there's healthy narcissism. Like,
you have to think about yourself. You have to put yourself first in so many situations. And I'm, like, just realizing of my 30-something years of living on this planet, what self-love really is, and what, I mean, I never really understood it until, like, right now.
I was telling my sister that I found some old schoolwork of mine that we kept in a folder, and it goes from kindergarten all the way to 6th grade. And I was looking at the kindergarten work, and one of the stories that I wrote as a child, I'm not sure what the assignment was, but the assignment it's a paragraph written out, and it talks about how I will basically make my mom happy, I will cook for my mom, I will take care of my mom, I will help my mom get well, I will vacuum, I will pick up, I will make the bed for my mom and dad and my sister, and then tomorrow I will do it all over again. So a 5-year-old child shouldn't be talking about cooking dinner, washing the dishes,
doing chores, making mom happy, everything to keep your parent,
keeping mom well. That shouldn't be a 5-year-old child's job to keep the whole family together.
That's not their responsibility. I mean, kids have to be kids. So starting as, like, being a young child, we were always so terrified of our mother.
And our father was pretty absent in our lives. I mean, he was there, but technically he wasn't there. And when we did get attention from him, it was on the nights that he ingested alcohol and just was happy, and then that's when he wanted our attention. He wanted to show us the new video or the
latest Prince song.
He was a big Prince fan, and I mean, we're thankful he showed us that great music. But
R.I.P. Prince, his anniversary is coming up.
That we didn't get real attention. Our parents didn't play with us on the floor. They didn't do imagination play with us. I remember playing with my sister in a room a lot alone all the time. We were always alone.
Yeah, so a lot of it was just being terrified of our mother, being scared of her, basically, and not being able to, like, socialize with other kids. It was just always her. And And we did get told, she told us a lot of the time that she never wanted kids. She always wanted to be single and on her own. And then if she did want kids, she wanted a boy, which she didn't have boys, she had 2 girls. So, I mean, like, at the time that she told us those things, it didn't really seem like a bad thing. It just seemed like, oh, you want it to be single. But now that thinking about it, that's not something you tell your kids, that you never want your kids. That's abusive.
Those are subtle messages to make your kids think that we're not good enough. We're never gonna. We never lived up to your expectations. We didn't fulfill your needs, or you never wanted us to begin with. So and that's why people like us now are realizing this in their 30s.
And then constantly, like, being very jealous of your own daughters, or just like envious of your daughters. Or when I was your age, remember she used to say that she was always like so skinny when she was our age.
Oh yeah, comparing
us to her, like she was always so skinny. She was always young. She started working at a young age.
She was very popular. She had a lot of friends. Like
she always wanted like the attention. She always mentions that she has to have the attention of the party. And that's the thing with these people. If they, at any point, if they don't have the attention of, you know, the group or the party or wherever they're at, they're done. They check out. They go into the silent treatment. They're mad at the world. And then you feel guilty and you want to be like, well, what's wrong? Are you okay? Do you feel like going? We can go, we can leave.
Even though I'm having fun.
Even though we're having fun, you put on, you know, that sad face. So now we all have to go because of you. So it's just
there's so much to talk about.
So much to talk about. But this is just our first video, and we're kind of all over the place because I told somebody to write a list of things to talk about, and she did it. So this is our first video, and we'll have a little bit more together. We'll talk about I guess kind of like what's going on right now, because she's gonna be getting married in October. Woo! And so we're gonna vlog the wedding, right? You need to get a channel. Make a channel. And so yeah, we could do. So we are going to be keeping you updated on what's happening. As of now, the mother is not speaking to her, but she is speaking to me. And it's just the bare minimum, and it's only because I'm helping her out with like certain bills and things like that.
But she's trying to get information about me through her, but
and
you don't do that with those types of people. You give them the bare minimum, because then that gives them information to use against you later.
So this is our first video for now. Again, it was all over the place, but we will have it a little bit together next time. So we'll see you on the next one. We have so many more stories to tell you about my crazy abusive relationships and the narcissistic person that I just left, and then the gaslighting that my mom put me through. And it was just a reality of, wow, I'm like jumping back and forth from narcissistic people and going crazy right now. And then her awakening. And so yeah, we have a lot of story time. All right, see you in the next one.